I think that, you know, from my point of view, I feel that, you know, I've only lived sort of 45 minutes from this football club anyway, because I lived in Chiswell Green in St Albans. So I used to come and watch quite a few games here on my travels when I was coaching and what have you. And it always struck me as this club as like, this is a really, really good club, a really good club. That there is, it's in a good situation, as in a good spot in the country for recruiting players and what have you, and being able to develop young players and what have you. And I think that it has a situation now, or an opportunity now, to be able to reflect at the end of their season, look at it, look at what's gone wrong, think about why it's potentially gone wrong, and then, because this is how I work, I now work through the processes. So for me, I'll be looking at the process now and go, well, this has happened, why has it happened, what could have been done about it, but what do you do to put it right? And when you try and put it right, what do you put in place to make sure that it don't happen again? And that's the biggest thing that I'd be saying to the club, is that how do we move forward? But when we move forward, you know, listen, you know, I was talking to the boys this morning about League Two. You know, we was talking about League Two this morning. You know, Exeter are fourth in the league, have lost 14 games this year, in fourth place. You know, so you know that even if you're at the top, I mean, I think that Accrington lost 10, or Luton lost 10, and they're already up. I always say to the boys that, you know, for me, you'll never, the only time that I potentially not lose my temper, but when I get a little bit frustrated, is if you don't have the effort and the application and the desire to want to run, because it's your job. They are prerequisites of this game. It's not something that I said to him on the first day. It's something that I don't want to talk about, because it's what you should expect of each other and of yourself, but also it's something that you know that I demand. And if we don't have that, then you won't be in the team, pure and simple. But you're going to have ups and downs along the way, you know, and you're going to lose games of football. It's inevitable. You're not going to, listen, even Man City lose games, and they're the best team in the land. But it's how you deal with that. You know, I'm very, I've said to the boys, you know, we're going to work, we will work how we work. We work to our method of how we want to play the game. And along that way, from week to week, we've got to try and make little, subtle, steady improvements to get better and better. Now, when you lose a game of football, you have the emotion, as you see on social media on Saturday. And I get it. I do get it 100%. But you have to come out of that state. As I think when you're a manager or a coach, you've got to bring yourself out of that state. You can't get wrapped up in that. You have to stay consistent and you have to stay level. I've said to the players, I'm never one of those people that will, you're off on a day, oh, you haven't performed a day, so you can come in. I'm not one of them people. I treat people as human beings. I treat people as I'd like to be treated as when I was a player. And that's how I try and do what I do with the players that we have now. But you lose a game of football, okay, we might not have a good day, we might have a bad performance. I might have to make some changes because I feel that we need to tinker with the squad. But my attitude will never change. Coming on the Monday, we move on. And then it's up to me to rectify the mistakes that we've made on the Saturday, rectify them in training to get us ready then for the next game. And that's the way that I see it. It's not a, and I am an emotional person, by the way. But I'll show emotion to them when I feel that I need to show emotion. The emotion that I've shown to them probably in the last 4 weeks is probably about how much I care and how much I want them to succeed. So more in motivation rather than having to say something. Now, 2.5 weeks ago, I did stop training and I did get angry And I did turn around to the boys and say, if you play like this on Saturday, you are going to get mashed, because we're not now doing the things that we're about. Don't think because we've won a game that we now think that we're the best players in the world and that we're going to go out and wipe the next 3 opponents away, because it's not going to happen if you don't do the things that we work on. These are the things that we work on. Do your jobs properly, set your standards, you know, be horrible to play against, with and without the ball. You know, but I think, you know, regards from my point of view with the players, I can't have asked any more from them. They've been absolutely, and I'm not talking about the 11, and obviously I played the same team on Saturday as the Saturday before, which that hasn't been done many times this year either, but I did this. But I'm not talking about the 11 that played on Saturday or the Saturday before. I'm talking about the 22, 23 players that I've had on a daily basis. They come in every day and they work their socks off, and they've all been driving together in one direction. And if you're going to achieve it, as I said to them, if you're going to achieve anything in life, but especially in football, you've got to be together. If you're not together, then as soon as you get a couple of bad results, then you'll get fractures in the group. That's not how we're going to work.